Insane in the membrane, insane in the motherfucking brain. I done checked my guidelines and everything and ain't shit wrong. Like, what the fuck is going on? All right, man, I don't know what it is, y'all. This shit is wild as fuck, man. Straight YouTube is fucking tripping. Real talk. Some bitch, boy, I tell you. And I got motherfucking some shit. I don't know. It ain't like a fucking strike. I don't think they're gonna let me finish neither, man. But I'm gonna try to wrap this up as quick as I can, man. Shit is wild as hell.
Dehumanizes a woman
Fucking with my
and makes it
like
seem
this.
like her feelings don't matter at all. Sometimes we don't get to really hear their voices. You know, we get to see what
Like,
happened, we get to see the jokes, and then you don't hear what the women have to say in response to that, right? Because I don't feel like the media concentrates on that as much. These are real women with real feelings that are still having issues every time they hear or see anything about him. And we have to take that into account instead of looking at it as just circumstances that happen that we're so removed from.
Watching Azriel and Joycelyn in that subsequent interview, just my heart, I'm thinking about their parents. I'm thinking about how much work it's gonna take to free them. At the point when they are ready to be free, it's gonna take so much work, you know, and it's just unfortunate.
It's wild.
I can't really give them advice because no one can give me advice. Like, people can tell you, leave, he's not right for you, he don't love you, but you have to see it for yourself. You have to feel something in your heart.
And that is in any relationship. That is in any relationship. How many times have you been with the wrong dude? How many times have you been with the wrong girl and your homies, your friends, your parents, your best friend, your cousin, can't nobody tell you shit? And it's like that goes to show you how this is basically not a adult and kid type of thing. This is a relationship thing. This is a motherfucker. The same way that this girl was going back to this nigga could be the same shit that a 25-year-old could do with a 26-year-old dude. Same exact thing. This shit ain't no different in the fact of the relationship dynamic. So this whole thing about him doing something so egregious with these motherfuckers, that's bullshit. Now, I've always said that 14-year-old girl shit, there's no excuse for that. That ain't nothing but his ass and her fucking parents. That child has nothing to do with that shit. That's that grown motherfucker, himself, and that's that girl's parents. That ain't shit. These 15, 16, 17-year-old motherfuckers that was going to his shows, going to his court dates, following him, going to the school, getting their friends and all that shit, they all on that shit. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it took me 9 years. I feel like they've been there 4, maybe 5 years. But they love him. Love is a very powerful drug.
Just like cocaine. Man, I'm trying to get through this shit now, boy. The way these motherfuckers been chopping your boy down tonight. I mean, goddamn. That's some fuck shit, ain't it? It's a powerful drug.
Joycelyn has been involved with R. Kelly, now to our knowledge, over 4 years. And this has been a traumatic experience for me and my family. We haven't seen her since the year of 2016.
I graduated high school in 2018.
So you ain't seen your daughter in over 4 years. And you ain't denied none of the allegations that's been made against you. Why ain't nobody challenging that? Instead, you got KRS-One stunt double making excuses for the parents. Damn. Making excuses for the parents. Why ain't nobody challenging the fact that, well, you know what? The fact that these girls are willingly going back and forth with this nigga, and the fact that y'all saying that this nigga did all this shit, what is it that's going on with y'all and y'all kid to where y'all got this huge disconnect and y'all can't do shit with her? What is that? What is that? It's like, dude, you a fucking father and you a mother and y'all sitting there talking about y'all daughter this and y'all daughter that. And it's like, where is the breakdown to where y'all got y'all kid going off and running off with this nigga? And why this little girl got on all this fucking makeup? Do y'all see the difference in her motherfucking neck and her chin and her face? Why do black women put on all this shit on their face? That is so fucking unattractive. She got long ass eyelashes, fucking lace front wig, a bunch of fucking foundation and shit to make herself look light skinned up here, while all the while she dark skinned in the neck and shoulders. That shit looks terrible.
And Joycelyn did not show up at all. I didn't hear a call from her. I didn't get a text message, not a congratulations. I didn't get none of that.
I can just imagine the havoc that shit reaches on your motherfucking pores. Reeks on your pores. It just wreaks havoc on your skin to have your skin closed up with all that shit on it all day long.
He's the mastermind. He may not read or write well, but he can definitely control every moment of everybody's life that's around him.
He made Joycelyn sign something.
And you see where they get it from. You see where both of the girls get it from. Look at her. Lace front wig, fake ass eyelashes, bunch of shit on her face and neck look two different colors, two-tone like a motherfucker. There she go. That is so fucking unattractive. Oh my God. Her face she literally got a face like Leatherface from motherfucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If that ain't Leatherface, I don't know what is. And got a wig on like motherfucking Wild Bill in fucking Silence of the Lambs. Why do that to yourself? That shit is terrible. And her skin is fucked up like that because of her diet and because of the shit she puts on it. Christ.
Saying that her father molested her. That was something that was very heartbreaking to me. Her father or no male in her family has ever touched her. Luckily, I was able to get this information firsthand from one of his old young ladies, Holly. So those type of smear campaigns was one thing that he threatened to expose. I believe he's told her that he would expose that information if she was to speak out against him.
My daughter said that, I go on national TV and be like, I take a lie detector test right now. I will take a lie detector test to prove that. To prove that not only did I not molest my daughter, but that my daughter is lying and she's being manipulated by R. Kelly. Wouldn't you? You really fighting for your daughter and she's in this cult, wouldn't you? I would. I'd be the first to be like, yep, that's exactly what happened. That's what I did. Yep. Okay, that's what you're saying I did? Okay. I'll take a lie detector test right now. Hook me up. FBI, anybody, hook me up with that. Go on any of those. You could have went on any of those talk shows. Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake, Jerry Springer. You could go on any of them motherfuckers and they would pay for a lie detector test. Is there anybody who's willing to give me a GoFundMe because I can't afford an FBI lie detector test? Somebody would have did it. That's how you combat that. If you really fighting for your daughter and you ain't got no fuck shit going on, that's what you would do. But if there's some fuck shit going on, you gonna look off and let your wife do the talking about you and the accusations made against you. Right, Donahue, Richard Bay. I'm going on any and everybody that let me go on. Jenny Jones. Hallie Calhoun met R. Kelly at age 20.
My name is Hallie Calhoun, and I was one of R. Kelly's girlfriends. We met at a concert, and
She got that shit going on too. It looked like she got some green in her fucking face. What the fuck is this? It's like she got green eyes, which is, I'm sure is contacts, but then it's like she got some green shit in here. That shit is, what the fuck is that? Avocado or something? God damn.
Columbia, South Carolina. I went with my mom to a show. Someone who worked for him, Calhoun, and I was one of R. Kelly's girlfriends. We met at a concert in Columbia, South Carolina. I went with my mom to a show. Someone who worked for him approached me, pulled us aside, and said, you know, Rob wants to meet her. I met him, and we just talked in the little room backstage for at least an hour, just about random stuff. He had something about him to where you would just get drawn into him. He was just so young at heart. That's definitely what gets you in, the beginning. I lived with Rob for 3.5 years when I was with him.
Why is she even on this show? She's 20 years old. She met him at a concert with her mama. Whatever the fuck they did, why do we even need to hear about this?
I wasn't sure who else was living with Rob, especially when I first met him. But when I did know kind of what was going on in the situation, it was Joy and Azriel and Dominique. But we were always kind of separated. He was paranoid a lot. He didn't trust anybody. He didn't like you to be in any type of contact with the men that worked for him or his male friends. If a man would walk by, he would want me to turn my head. When we would go shopping, or if I would go shopping, he wanted you to wear, less attractive clothes, because he didn't want you to look, too attractive, outside without him, because he felt like you're his woman. When Joy and Azriel's parents...
Is that criminal? He said mildew skin. That's funny, April. That motherfucker said mildew. But is that criminal? Weird? Yes. You could even go as far as to say some crazy shit. But she was willing and she did it. How is this criminal? How is this illegal? Why do we even care about this shit? I don't understand.
Started making this a big deal. Rob was getting very paranoid and he didn't know who was against him. So when my mom wanted to see me, he did want her to go in the sauna with just a towel so he could know there's no cameras, you're not trying to record. I don't remember exactly what he wanted her to write, but it was something similar to us trying to blackmail him and use him for money.
According to some of the women and their families, they signed these documents. And that seems to be feeding into this idea that we as a society look for any shortcut to blame victims, calling them money hungry, celebrity hounds, promiscuous, and potentially by signing these documents.
That's not victim blaming. That's called factual information. Why are they trying to spin this shit to where no matter what you do, if a motherfucker say you hurt them, then they are an instant victim. Instant victim. All you gotta do is say, yeah, this wasn't right. Yeah, you're right. She's a victim. What you gonna do to compensate her? What you gonna do to pay her? You need to go to jail, or you need to pay, or do both. Female supremacy. That's all this shit is. There are plenty of people who are promiscuous. There is a such thing as a whore. There are plenty of people who do go out to get money. There are plenty. We are the most litigious country in the world. What do you mean people ain't just suing for money? They do it every fucking day. Seriously.
What you're doing up front is undermining their credibility to share reports about their own victimization or what's happened to them right up front.
When I left, He called me and told me I had a week to come back home, and if I didn't come back home, to lose his number. But in order for me to come,
grown, broke bitch. He told her, look, either you come back home or lose my number. If you're abused, if you're being misused, if you're being mistreated, you're being forced, you're being held against your will, you're getting brainwashed, you're in the cult, why would you just lose the nigga number? Why? Because you like fucking with this shit. You like this dysfunctional shit. And that's the reality that America don't want to embrace, is that we have so much fucked up shit and debauchery in this country that we don't want to believe that people have actually gotten used to the fuckery and they like it. They thrive on it. They embrace it. It's just like that person you got, that friend you got that's always got some drama going. Or that person you know that's always sick as fuck, always in the hospital, something always wrong with them. Or that person you know that's always getting into it at their job. That person that's always getting to it when you go out to the club. That person that's always talking shit in the crew, getting the whole crew in a fight some fucking where. It's that same type of mentality. They like the fuck shit. That's just why you have so many instances where women will say fuck a good dude and call him lame and go with a nigga that's treating them like shit, because they used to and they like the fuck shit. They like the dysfunction. The dude that comes to you and brings you flowers and candy and asks you out for a date, you don't want him because he lame. The nigga that call you a bitch and say, come here, give me your number, you like him because he's sitting on 28s. Why do we feel sorry for that person? Why do we make that person a victim that consistently chooses fuck shit to involve themselves in and to live by? Why do we feel sorry for that person? Please, somebody help me and tell me why. We have gotten to the point to where there are people who thrive in debauchery. There are people that thrive in drama. They're not themselves if there isn't fuck shit going on. There are people that exist like that. There's a lot of people that exist like that. And all I'm saying is, even though they need help, even though they need mental, they're not stable mentally, even though they need counseling, they're still not victims. That's all I'm saying.
back home, he wanted me to text him like a long paragraph saying that I'm sorry for disrespecting his guests and some other crap. And so once I sent him that text, then he would send for me. And I never did. It was basically, I guess, something for him to use against me. Because I was like, why would I text this and none of this happened?
I asked him what was this letter for. He said, you know, I have people around me that try to bring me down. I don't trust people. Everybody that come around me try to use me. And he told me that he wanted me to write this letter to make sure that I wasn't one of those people.
It's true. There were plenty of people that did it. Y'all saw the other show I did where they talked about the settlement factory. All of them motherfuckers getting them settlements. The nigga was going broke.
I told him that this stuff didn't happen. He said, well, if none of that stuff happened, you wouldn't have a problem writing it. And I said, yeah, you're right. I know this stuff didn't happen. I'll write it for you. And I wrote this letter and I signed it and he told me not to date it. And I put the date on it. And everything that I signed, he told me not to date, but I still put the date on it.
Dominique told me that he made her sign a letter saying that I abused her, I beat her. Sorry, not this parent.
I don't see no parent no way, you right.
There's a time where he thought I was looking at another man or talking or texting or something like that, but we got into an altercation. And I remember we were arguing back and forth, and I remember shoving him because he was like yelling in my face, and then he like grabbed me, and I had a necklace on, so when he grabbed me, my necklace broke and it scratched me. That's just like any other relationship normally, you know? People get into altercations, things happen.
I was told that he choked her, pinned her up against the door, broke a necklace that she was wearing, and really roughed her up. She had bruises on her face, on her neck, Supposedly someone found her outside in the parking lot crying after it happened. They got into quite a bit of physical fights.
Him being who he is, things get more blown up in he's a monster. Not saying that any of it is okay. It's things that happen in everydays. Our friends, our family members could be dealing with the same thing.
Sometimes abuse at an early age teaches you love is violence, teaches you love is crossing my boundaries. Some of these men might actually love these women, but they hurt them. Some of these women might believe that love is hurt. In most people's book, hurt does not equal love.
How many people have been in abusive relationships? How many people have been in situations where, hey, most of the time, when you're in an abusive relationship, that first time is usually enough, unless you've been around it before, unless you've been used to seeing your mama get treated like shit, unless you used to seeing your daddy getting treated like shit, and you get used to it. So therefore, you what? You function in the dysfunctional shit. Now, when some shit comes along that you ain't used to and that ain't what you do, you out. I'm good. I don't do this. I'm out. That's it. But you stay in it. You make excuses for it. You try, it's okay, because people get into it. I guarantee you that ain't the first time a motherfucker done grabbed her or roughed her up, whatever the fuck she said happened. I guarantee you that ain't the first time. You know why? Because she would have said it. This is the first time a guy ever put his hands on me and I just couldn't. I was done after that. She didn't say that shit, did she? But things get blown up and things get blown out of proportion because you're a celebrity. And, people always get into things and get roughed up and things get a little rough from time to time. She's used to it.
I left a few times and I would think I would be done, but, I would leave feeling like I had nothing. Or, when your heart's with somebody and you just leave, that's hard. You feel empty. You feel like sometimes you feel worthless.
It's possible that these girls believe if they left, their worlds would fall apart.
You see that shit right there? I see you, J. Lou. J. Lou said, my wife spit on me 25 years ago. She's been my ex-wife for 24.8 years. One thing. You only got to tell me one thing. That's it. 25 years ago, she spit on him. She been an ex-wife for 24.8 years. Why? Because J. Lou don't do spit. Can't no motherfucking wife of mine spit on me. Well, she could if she like spitting on my dick. That's okay. But spit in my face, no. You can spit on the penis, but you can't spit in my face. You could even be a little angry and spit on my dick. You could. It's all right. But you can't spit on my face. That's all I'm saying.
A sexual abuser can also make you feel that you'll never, ever be happy without him. A sexual abuser can make you feel like you'll never find someone.
That shit is not sexual abuse. And thank you, Christina. She never said he hit me. He broke my jaw. He popped me in the eye. He beat my... Never said that.
Someone as good as me. These are the ways sexual abusers use psychological manipulation to control.
I would say what made me decide to leave for good was, just being in that situation for 3.5 years. I don't want to be with a man, that wants other women. Realizing that I have goals and dreams that I want to accomplish. I definitely got lost in that relationship, but I definitely learned a lot from it. I do feel like the girls should at least speak to their parents. They should sit down. I know it's going to be heated and a lot of things are going to be crazy, but I feel like, family is everything and life is too short.
I remember how it all began. I used to sing dirty raps to my East Side fans back then. I knew you wouldn't call this rap. No MC could rock like that. Then the bass got loud. Do you want to rap or sell coke? Brothers like you ain't never broke. Life is too short. I get it. And my point is this. That's any relationship where a motherfucker break up with. The greater majority of women break up for shit just like that. I'm tired. I didn't want to do this anymore. It was over. I've had enough. When a woman's fed up, it ain't nothing you can do about it. It's like running out of love. That's it. She got fed up and she was just done. Just like a woman who lay up with a nigga that ain't doing shit for her. Just like a woman lays up with a nigga who cheating on her with her sister. Just like a motherfucking nigga, a woman who's tired of the nigga that she been with because she been with him and the nigga ain't did none of the shit he said he was gonna do. Just like a nigga that's with a bitch that ain't doing shit for him. It's the same thing. You get tired and you get done. That's not a crime. That's not illegal. And that's not sexual abuse. That's just what it is. I'm done. I'm tired of this shit. I want something different. There's no crime in that. And there's no abuse in that. And this girl was 20 years old. So she left when she was, 25? She was with him for 4 years or some shit like that? She was grown as shit. And all of these stories are pretty much the same. They're doing the same shit over and over again.
Joy Savage, the Savage's daughter, was a young, aspiring singer of legal age who drops out of college to begin living with Kelly. Never made music again. And the Clary's daughter, Azriel Clary, it took a while for the Clarys to open up the way the Savages had. There were months and months of reporting, and eventually they went on the record that their daughter, Azriel, who began sexual contact while she was underage in the state of Florida with Kelly, did the same thing, separates herself from her family, all of her friends, no more contact with anybody, and begins living with Kelly.
Hey, it's Azriel, and I'm gonna rock the national anthem for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it.
Do either of you want to sing?
No.
No. None of you have any singing ambitions?
No.
Not anymore. I guess they realized this nigga ain't putting me on.
Oh, say, can you see I don't dance early light?
No. That's another lie.
Okay.
Before I even met R. Kelly, I told my parents I did not want to sing. My parents made singing like a job for me. It's not something I wanted to do.
So maybe they did start out that way. I get it. It don't fucking matter at this point. This nigga didn't take singing away from the motherfuckers. She just said my parents made that shit to a job to where I fucking hated it. How many times has that happened? And even if she didn't, if she still wants to sing right now today and cut an album next week, if R. Kelly wasn't helping her with that, if R. Kelly wasn't a part of her doing that, why that would give her all the more reason to be done. How long can a nigga tell you he gonna give you an album or do an album with you before you be like, this nigga ain't doing no damn album? How many albums then came out since this nigga was with these motherfuckers?
Azriel was about 7 or 8 when she started music. And I think she just started humming first. She would never hit full notes. She could just hum and hold notes humming. And one day she just started singing. And she really opened up and hit a note that was like, wow, who said that? And it was like, that was Az and this and that. And right from that day on, we started taking it serious. And we won.
You heard him say, we started taking it serious. Not saying she said she wanted to take it serious. Not saying she wanted to do this. Not saying that. We started to take it serious. Why? We saw the opportunity. There it is. There it is. How is any of this R. Kelly's fault?
Went forward with trying to get our vocal coaches and, you know, all necessary steps to make Azriel into who she became.
Azriel's ambitions used to be that she wanted to be the next Beyonce. hands down. Azriel's ambition now is that she doesn't want to sing. And that hurts because everything I work for was because I watched her put so much hard work into her craft. That's my little sister. Like, she inspired me, and now she's not even inspired to do anything.
So now he sing too. Okay. So that's my thing. How is her wanting to sing okay, and then her not wanting to sing anymore R. Kelly fault? Seriously? Seriously?
I watched this man manipulate my little sister. Azriel doesn't want to believe that he's a monster. Whatever he's telling her, whatever picture he's painting for her, he has it that he is an angel and everyone else in the whole world is just a demon.
He felt like he was my family.
Here's my thing. Are these girls being manipulated? Yes. These girls are being manipulated just like anybody's manipulated in a relationship. Men and women alike. We are a manipulative species. We manipulate other motherfuckers in some shape, form, or fashion. There is manipulation going on. It's a fucking two-way street. Plain and simple. That's what this is. That's what it is. That's how it goes. Men are being manipulated by women all the damn time. Women are being manipulated by men all the damn time. That's not a crime. So you just watch your sister be manipulated by R. Kelly. Your sister could have been manipulated by Leroy. Your sister could have been manipulated by Tom. Your sister could have been manipulated by Ralph. Your sister could have been manipulated by Michael. Your sister could have been manipulated by Terrence. Your sister could have been manipulated by Bob. It didn't matter. People get manipulated in relationships all the time, whether they're sleeping with each other or not.
So it's basically like your family really don't exist or they're not as important because technically I'm the one that's taking care of you. You know, like your mother can't do this, your father can't do that. And after a while, you start to believe like, yeah, you know what? My parent really can't, afford to drop some money on this and that like he was able to. And to me, I feel like he used that because, you're young, you don't want to work. This man's taking care of you, paying all the bills. Because basically, it's like, hey, you're here, I'm taking care of you. If you want them to take care of you, then go be with them.
Boom. Facts. That's all I'm saying. She just said it. He taking care of me. He can drop money like my parents can't. He can do things for me that my parents can't. Plus, on top of that, he's a celebrity. He got money. He got cars. He got clothes. And he dicking me down. He dropping his dick off. That's like any other girl or any other woman who been dick whipped. What's the difference? How many women have been dick whipped? How many niggas have been pussy whipped? You put all of that shit into play, the resources, the ability to buy this and buy that, the connections that you have, the celebrity that you have, being famous, everybody following you, wanting to be around you, everybody cheering for you. You want to be connected to that and the motherfuckers having sex with you? How you not gonna follow that shit? How you not gonna be manipulated by that shit? You mean to tell me that Oprah couldn't have some niggas living in closets and living in motherfucking in bathrooms and shit like that if she wanted to? Hell yeah, she could. Why? Because Oprah fine? Nope. Oprah got resources. She has hundreds of millions of dollars. She can buy you this. She can take you here. She can buy you that. She can fly you here. There are plenty of people who will allow themselves to be bought for access to those resources. People do it all the time, every single day. She just said it herself. I didn't want to work. I like being this nigga taking care of me, and all I gotta do is do what he tell me, suck some dick, and fuck this other girl. I do it. Obviously, you did. Everybody got a price, I guess.
The Savages have received a lot of negative press, a lot of backlash from a lot of different sources. But the facts and evidence speak for itself. I've heard all these allegations that the Savages sold their daughter and this was about money. I believe it was the interview with Robert Sylvester Kelly where he made certain allegations.
Why is he saying this nigga name like he's an assassin? John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald, Robert Sylvester Kelly. What the fuck does that mean? You see how the fuck shit comes into play so quickly? That's all I'm saying.
Again.
And you know what, Gail? All you said that all Oprah Winfrey got is money. That's enough for some. No, you're wrong. That's enough for most. That's enough for most. Because she ain't just got money. She got power. She got celebrity. Believe that. Oprah is one of, if not arguably, the most powerful woman in the fucking world. Definitely in media. Either between her and Barbara Walters. That's it. There ain't no other woman that's on Oprah Winfrey's level financially, influential, being a star. No other woman. Media mogul, only other person I can say arguably is Barbara Walters. That's it. There is no third. There is no fourth. There is no fifth. Ain't a close nothing but Barbara Walters. That's all I'm saying. So there are plenty of people that will subject themselves to a lot worse for money, for fame. There are plenty.
It's the Savage family directly after speaking to Gayle King. And so we hosted a press conference outside of my office where I challenged Mr. Kelly directly.
If there's no problems and she's in a consensual, loving relationship with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, she could easily speak to her two younger sisters, her aunts, her uncles, her immediate family. We are in a battle to make sure that she is not a victim to the allegations that we've heard and now the charges that we've heard against Robert Sylvester Kelly.
We asked for direct contact with Joycelyn Savage. We've been trying to do it all other ways, but we brought it directly to the press. It was live streamed around the world. And about 5 minutes later, I walk inside my office and the phone rings and it's Daryl Johnson, the publicist. And he's saying that he has Joycelyn on the phone. She wants to call her parents.
Hello? Hello? Hey, hello? It's Joycelyn?
I would do whatever it takes to get Joycelyn out of this situation and to get these other young ladies free.
I know she's here.
R. Kelly's been arrested, and the charges are damning.
A federal grand jury has indicted Kelly on 13 counts, including child pornography, enticement of a minor, and obstruction of justice.
I have never seen so many charges filed in so many jurisdictions against one celebrity.
He is charged with a federal criminal enterprise under the RICO statutes. This is what they get mobsters and drug gangs on.
What more?
And that lets you know that this is fuck shit. Mobsters and gangsters. And this nigga's being charged with the equivalent of that. And there's not one single person saying, I was chained up, I was beaten, I got drugged, and I was kidnapped, and I was taken off the streets. Really. Drug dealers, mobsters, all have bodies and deaths attached to them in some shape, form, or fashion. And there's usually a gang of snitches that are all along with that whole thing to attest to that. None of that's here, and they're charging this nigga with that type of a case. Come on, man.
Or do people need to see that he really is a monster?
The SS R. Kelly is sinking to the bottom of the ocean.
And there we go. That is the end of episode 4. And man, I don't know how I can piece this together. I'm gonna have to look and see how they chopped up this video and what they did to me. But YouTube, y'all was on some bullshit on tonight. Real fucking talk. These motherfuckers straight canceled my ass on several of occasions. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm just like I said, man, my thing is this. There is a huge, huge responsibility of parents that are not being held accountable and responsible for their children being involved with this. They are literally jumping on the victim bandwagon with their kids. And their kids are being excused for their willingness, for their deceit, for their lies, for their whole, the culpability, the ones that recruited the others. They're all being excused for that. Why? Why? What is it that's allowing everybody in society that's watching this shit to put all the blame on one man and none of the blame on the parents? That blame should be equal. None of the responsibility on the kids, on the teenagers, on the young adults, on the grown ass, old ass hoes. Well, bitch, you left and came back. Why? I was abused as a kid, so that's okay. So I went and bought 10 kilos from Pablo Escobar. And then I went back and bought 100. Why did you go back? I was abused. No, motherfucker, you guilty. That's what the fuck you is. That's how that shit goes. And I don't know why people are constantly making excuses for these people that are consistently showing that they were not forced. They weren't dragged. They weren't hauled away kicking and screaming. They weren't knocked unconscious. You can't put all of that responsibility on one person who was also abused and then excuse the other girl's actions because they say they were abused. I don't understand that. That's all I'm saying. That's the only part of this that I'm pointing out. And that's why I'm saying, hey, I'm on the side of righteousness and fairness in this thing. And to try to make it seem like this one dude that masterminded all this shit and didn't have no help from the participants and didn't have no help from the parents, didn't have no help from the staff, it's bullshit. There should be so many people being indicted, being locked up, and being prosecuted in this whole thing that it's insane. But yet still, the public is okay with one dude taking the fall for all this shit. I don't get it. Where's the morals and values in the rest of society? Where's the righteousness in the hearts of men and women? How can you see this injustice being done, but you're steady asking for justice for this particular person, to go to jail and to lose everything in their entire livelihood and to have their entire career and life destroyed? Choices he made? Absolutely. But should he suffer this fate alone? Absolutely not. And until you start showing me some Houghtons being hauled off to jail, till you start showing me some Clarice hauled off to jail and some Savages hauled off to jail, I don't want to hear shit about you talking about what you saying is wrong. That's bullshit. All of these motherfuckers need to be getting hauled off. Till I start seeing some record label executives and some record label managers and some tour bus managers being hauled off to jail, then we getting somewhere. Other than that, this dude is fucking being railroaded and it's a fucking hoax. This is bullshit. Either do it right or don't do it at all. Because all these motherfuckers turned a blind eye to this shit. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to everybody that came through and that hung out and stuck through this whole thing. I hope these streams ain't too fucked up and I hope I can piece it together so that it's at least one episode. Because I don't know how the hell I got motherfucking cut off, but they decided to cut me off. All the other fuck shit that goes on YouTube, don't never see that getting cut off, but your boy got cut off tonight. And I only got like 500 people watching. It is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and let me thank everybody that donated. Let's do this. Shout out to, let's see here. I saw that you congratulated me on my engagement, so I figured I'd return. Oh, that was from the 17th. Hold on. Let me go back here. There we go. All right. Shout out to Michelle Glass. She hit your boy up. MG, I appreciate you for your donation. My man Oganda Smith hit your boy up with $5 as well. Thank you so much, sir. I'm sorry, Michelle hit me with $3. Oganda hit me with $5. And Vicky Meeks hit your boy off with $2. Thank you so much. I appreciate that for your donation as well. Thank y'all for clicking the like and the subscribe button. That's what's up. And let's see on the PayPal side of the game. Let me see here. Shout out to what is her name? My name's Beauty. Thank you. I'll just say that. She hit your boy up for the $1. And to everybody that hit me up in the Soto, not the Soto, I was about to say the Soto chat. Everybody that hit me up with the super chat, I appreciate you as well. Thank you for your donations. Hey guys, I hopefully will be able to bring you guys episode 5, and then we'll wrap this up with like an after call-in show. But I just want to say thank y'all. Continue to hit the like button. Feel free to comment and understand this is a commentary and a breakdown. Same thing. I'm talking through it. So everybody that wants to say, why you keep talking? Bitch, this is why I'm supposed to. But everybody else, thank y'all so much. I appreciate all that you all have done. I appreciate the constant support. Thank you for clicking the like. Thank you for clicking the subscribe. And thank you for your donations. I am Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab. And I just want to say to everybody, have a good night. Peace. And I'm out. Here I is.